Hi guys, welcome back. I'm going to scroll down. We've already talked about the intro and the body 1. Now we're on to body 2. We're talking about leadership skills. Talking about leadership all the way through for both ER. However, my topic sentence says I'm learning important leadership skills at home and on my soccer team. So the first evidence and reasoning is focusing on home, learning leadership skills at home. The second evidence and reasoning is focusing on learning leadership skills on her soccer team. Here we go. Topic sentence. I'm learning important leadership skills at home and on my soccer team. First evidence, at home, I am the oldest of 4 kids. I learned leadership skills by being an older sister. Over time, I have learned that my siblings look up to me. It makes me think of how I can do better, and my siblings can learn from seeing me be responsible with my chores, schoolwork, and extracurricular activities. This is evidence because that's a fact. They see you do your chores and your homework and your extracurricular activities. That's a fact. Now, it would be fabulous to add a quote at the end of that like a quote from your dad, like, quote, Laura does a fabulous job being a great role model for her younger siblings, end quote. That'd be beautiful. And then again, reasoning connects why your evidence proves your topic, which is leadership. Why does that evidence prove leadership? If you're struggling with reasoning, the best way to start is, this shows how, by being an older sister, I am learning leadership skills. Literally that simple. Now we're going to talk about leadership on the soccer team. Evidence. I am learning leadership skills on my soccer team. I was voted team captain. This means I have a responsibility to hype up players before a game, listen, and be a good friend to each teammate. Playing soccer and being on a team helps build my leadership and other skills. According to a New York Times article, sports teach kids valuable lessons. Quote, while striving to win, children learn about teamwork, leadership, and sportsmanship, all of which can contribute to their development as solid citizens, end quote. Learning leadership is going to be so important to me in the long run and help me be successful. That quote directly supported what I was saying, that by playing soccer and being on this team, I'm building leadership skills. That's what that quote says. Children learn teamwork and leadership and sportsmanship, which help them become good people. So that's my evidence for learning leadership at soccer. Here's my reasoning. My reasoning kind of comes down here because I ran out of room. This shows all the valuable leadership skills I'm learning by being on my soccer team. Like, that's the reasoning. We added some juice here. Whatever I choose to do in the future, the leadership skills I'm learning now will be very helpful. This is all reasoning. Reasoning explains why your evidence is valid to the topic of that paragraph. The topic of this paragraph is leadership. Sorry, that was weird. Okay. Body paragraph 3, all about organization. Now, again, I did communication and leadership. I said, I'm learning this and doing such a great job in these 2 ways. For this one, I'm focusing on organization. This is something I know I need to work on at home and at school. Topic sentence, all about organization. I most definitely need to work on my organization at home, yellow, and at school, green, as well. Now, first evidence and reasoning, I'm focusing on organization at home. I am always losing things at home because I need to work on my organization. My parents get very upset with me because my room is always a mess. One time, this is evidence because it's an anecdote. It's a short story and an example, and it's evidence. One time, I had to miss an entire lacrosse game because I had lost my mouth guard in my room. I would love to work out a way to become more organized. One way I could do this would be to ask for help getting my room clean and making a plan to keep it clean. I am not alone in this struggle. Many kids have difficulty staying organized and need help. Here's some more evidence. According to Kids Health, quote, a few kids seem naturally organized, but for the rest, organization is a skill learned over time. Now, I use two different types of evidence here. I use an anecdote, which is a story that proves something, and then I also used an actual quote from an article from Kids Health. Here's my reasoning. I know with the right support and my own follow-through, I can learn to be more organized. It connects my evidence to my topic, working to be more organized at home. Now I'm talking about being more organized at school. My second evidence about organization, or my second evidence and reasoning in my organizational paragraph is about school. I've already focused on home. Now I'm focusing on school for the second ER. I also need to get more organized at school. My locker, backpack, and folders are a mess, and it's very hard for me to find things I need. I've often gotten zeros for work that I know I did, but lost due to my disorganization. It can be extremely frustrating, and it's hard to keep my grades up because I'm so unorganized. Quote, if you're scattered and unorganized, it's difficult to piece together information in a useful way for studying and assignments. End quote, parentheses, Crone.com. So you can cite things by saying, according to Kids Health, quote, or you can just put the quote in and put the website at the end in parentheses. Reasoning. I know that by developing a better organization routine at school and sticking with it, I will become a more successful person. Again, connecting your evidence to your topic of organization. Conclusion. All you're doing here is restating your thesis. Your thesis up here was in 6th grade. As I look forward to my future, I'm developing communication and leadership in a variety of ways and seek to improve my organization. Restate it down here. In conclusion, I'm learning both communication and leadership in a variety of ways, at home and at school, and on my soccer team. I have identified organization as a key skill for me to focus on improving as I continue to learn, live, and grow. Now, end hook. And I connected it to my first hook, my original hook, but you don't have to. Mine says, so maybe I'll be a firefighter, a lawyer, or a teacher. And then again, maybe I won't. What I do know is that whatever I end up being passionate about, I will have the skills to follow my dream and be successful in whatever I choose to do. Okay? So this is an example of a perfect proposal. If you turn this into the board, you would get approval. And why is that? Here are the main things we're looking for. A legitimate hook that makes us actually want to keep reading. A little bit of background information about the whole topic we're talking about, skills and success. A thesis that includes all 3 topics you're going to focus on in your 3 body paragraphs, which in this case are your 3 skills. We're looking that the first skill you focus on body 1 is what you're talking about all the way through. It's broken down into two parts, school and home, or whatever yours are. Your 1 skill and your 2 places. Your first evidence and reasoning is all about that skill at the first place. Your second evidence and reasoning is all about that skill in the second place. Scroll down, same thing for body 2. 1 skill in 2 ways. Or 2 places. Skill 3. 1 skill in 2 places. Conclusion, restate your thesis, and your end hook leaves us with a nice little thought at the end. Remember, you have this as a resource, but this isn't the end-all be-all. You have 4 teachers. You can ask any of us for help at any time. You have this as a resource. It's going to be loaded in your Google Classroom so that you can always refer back to it. All right, guys, I'll see you later. Bye.